All right. Back at you again. BJ and Jazz, creatively diverse.
Yes, today's topic is going to be loving someone versus being in love with them.
All right, so first you got to define what love means to you. It's pretty simple. You know, it's a feeling that you get. It's not really... It can't be described in words for real, but it's a feeling that you get when you're with somebody, you know, when you talk to them all day long, you know, and things of that nature. So I consider that being in love with somebody is when you miss them constantly. You know, you're constantly checking your phone to see if they text you or text you back. You can't wait to see them, and you miss them as soon as they leave. You don't want them to leave. So that's my definition of being in love with somebody. Loving somebody, you know, there's friendship level love, or you can be in a relationship with somebody and love them but not be in love with them. If you don't feel like you can't live without that person, or if you don't feel like, you know, you reach out for them in the middle of the night just to make sure they're still there, then you're not in love with them. You care for them. There's nothing wrong with caring for somebody, but you definitely have to let people know the difference. So that's my take on it.
I agree on everything that she said. Only thing that I'll add to it is my struggle with the whole, you know, being in love with someone, or even nowadays loving people, is that people do not genuinely take it as serious as it needs to be. I think that people need to understand there's a maturity that comes with being in love with somebody. You know, loving somebody, okay, but being in love with someone, it's a whole totally different maturity level. And you have to grow yourself before you can truly say that you can be in love with someone. If you're still working on yourself, you can't truly be in love with someone, because if you're not in love with yourself first, how you expect for your just being to be there for someone to the level of being in love with them? Now, my question to Jazz is that, say for instance, I'm in love with someone, but they not in love with me. Then what do I do?
I'm gonna tell you right now, that is the worst feeling in the world, and I can only say that with confidence because I've been on both sides of the fence on that. I've been in love with somebody like crazy, and they couldn't give two craps about me, and then I've like had people be crazy in love with me, and I'm just like, you know, I don't really want to hurt your feelings, so I'm just gonna, you know, keep it along. And I'm guilty of, you know, stringing people along before just to not, you know, hurt their feelings, or, you know, put them in a predicament where I make them, you know, kind of feel stupid for loving me. Because, you know, I'm a very lovable person. I would say so myself. So I would say, don't, if you can help it, just be real. Let them know right away, because it does nothing but waste your time. It wastes their time, and then people's feelings get hurt.
I think when people say, this is where the diverse part come in. I think when people say, I stayed in it because I didn't want to hurt them, you staying in something where that person is in love with you, but you just love that person, you hurting them 10 times more by staying in it. Because even if you go a day, a minute by wasting that person's time, that's that person's time. You don't get that back.
Yeah.
Don't take something from me that I can never get back. And everybody says that, you know, when you break up with somebody, it's like always pieces of you that leave. You don't know in this world, this day and age, if you that one piece and you that last piece that they're hanging on to, and then you fuck them over, no one knows what in here they're thinking. The last thing you want to do is you preserving that person's feelings. So say for instance that person was head over heels for you, was in love for you. You like, okay, well, I don't want to be with this, and then y'all get into an argument, and then you say, well, I really didn't, you know, love you, I didn't want to hurt your feelings. So then what if the next day you find out that person killed themselves?
Yikes.
Then what? That's why I said it's a different maturity to it. They, like, the generation that my kids will grow up with, I hope that I instill in them just how I was raised. Because, yeah, I just take love totally different. As of right now, today, is love something that I'm 100% caring about? Nah, why? Because I've been messed over too many times. So when you get to a point where you've been messed over too many times, you don't truly believe that people know the difference between loving me and being in love with me. When you in love with me, love me for my flaws, love me for when I bother you, love me for, anything that I do that may bother you. But if you don't sit down and have a conversation with that person ahead of time, like these are my pet peeves that you do that bother me, and y'all don't come to a common ground, you wasting people's time.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with, a waste of time only because, like you said, that's something that you can't get back. And like I said, I'm so guilty of staying in a relationship for the wrong reasons, when I wasn't in love with somebody, or I didn't care for them on the same level that they cared for me. I was young, I was dumb, and I had my own selfish reasons that I did things. But now I can look back and, I kind of before apologize to all those people. Like, if you dealt with me between these years, I'm sorry. I can't give you your time back, but hopefully that apology is at least, hey, maybe she's, conscious about, the situation that was at hand. Now, on the flip side, when you're in love with somebody that's not in love with you the way that you're in love with them, it makes you crazy.
Yeah, shit
Point
sucks.
blank, period. It makes you crazy. And I've been there, like, up all night, wondering where you are, calling your phone, texting your phone, like, yo, I don't know what I'm going to do if this person doesn't hit me back, like, ASAP. So I've been on both ends of it, so that's why I can definitely speak from both points of view. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Save yourself, because you might be missing out on the person that you're actually supposed to be with. And then the person that you're trying to save or trying not to hurt their feelings, they're also missing out on the person that they may be, supposed to be with. So at the end of the day, just if you can tell, 9 out of 10, you can tell if you got a spark from the jump. You know it. The person knows it. Don't waste their time, man, because it's a hurtful feeling. It really is.
Right, if that person is showing to you that they obviously feel a spark with you, and you lead them on, yeah, nowadays that's how people get hurt. Physically hurt.
Every day. Scary.
That's crazy. Just us looking into the news and, things that happen. There was a couple who he went to his girlfriend said the whole, we need to talk. And he didn't even know what it's about. He killed her and killed himself before the conversation even started. And that's what I mean by you don't know people's mentality and where they are in their head. So when you're wasting people's time and you're leading them on, yeah, that shit is just, it is hurtful. And clearly we know it from experiences. But going along with what she said about, letting people know ahead of time how you truly feel. I posted something on Facebook about a week ago about you never truly know what someone's thinking unless you let them know. If I'm sitting there thinking about you and I'm like, she never hits me up or she never calls or she never, so I'm not about to do it. How you know that other person not thinking the same thing? So we both sitting there thinking the same thing, waiting on each other. That's how you miss out on opportunities of beautiful love, is waiting on somebody. So many people have to let their pride go. Let that ego go. Because at the end of the day, if you truly are in love with somebody and you don't let that person know on a daily basis, yeah, you cheating yourself.
Another thing, I just thought about, a lot of people stay in a relationship, like I said, for the wrong reasons, but sometimes people are in love with the sex and not in love with the person that's giving it to them. So that's another thing. Like, your body, don't give it away if you feel like you might catch feelings or the other person might have those feelings for you, because that is one of the quickest ways for somebody to fall in love. It's terrible. But unfortunately, we as human beings, especially women, but human beings in general, we fall in love after that intimate type of connection. It's human nature. So if you feel like, I'm not really feeling this person, I don't want to be in a relationship right now, it's many different things that go into it. Don't give them your body. Don't accept theirs, because you're not going to do nothing but make it just that much worse.
No, she don't mean get into a relationship with somebody and then just be like, once a month, that should be fine.
No, I'm talking about before the relationship happens, because most of us have sex before the relationship happens anyway. So that's what I'm saying. You sending the wrong signals. Like, I mean, I feel like if you giving somebody your body on that level, I would hope, you care about them a little bit. We know that's not the case. It's prostitutes, people that's tricking and thotting all over the place. But just for this conversation's sake, if you are not looking for a connection on a deeper level other than a friendship, just keep your body to yourself. It's the best way to, curb those issues.
So definitely, we want your guys' comments because that's how we keep this going. So, especially at the bottom, leave your comments. If you guys have any other topics that you want us to hit, by all means, please leave them. Please leave them.
We would appreciate it.
Yes.
If you don't have to agree with us, you can definitely say, nah, I don't agree, and say why. We're gonna hit you back. We're gonna be respectful with it. But that's the good thing about being human beings. We can agree to disagree. We both get our points across and just leave it where it is. So if you got a topic, you agree or you disagree with us, just hit us back, let us know. I mean, that's what we're here for.
Yes. Catch y'all soon.
Creative Universe, we're out.
Yes.